In this video I'm gonna show you how I install a warning LED white amber lights, and I'm gonna probably put them one bar there and one bar here. Initially I thought about putting one in a headliner, but there's absolutely no room. Other option probably would be by the headrest, mount on those bars, which is doable too, but then I think mounts would be kinda expensive. Now you can also mount it on a tag bracket. You could get a special bracket, goes on a tag, then lights on that. I might do that later, depends if some company would send me a light and a bracket, and I'll probably do that. I don't feel like paying more for that because it's not cheap. I already installed a switch box right here by Speedtech Lights, and I have in my previous videos, go through my channel, you'll see video where I show how to install that one. Now to install LED bar, I'm gonna have to remove this step, this piece, all those covers. Probably I'm gonna have to completely remove the seats to have access to that. And I'll do wire connections in this area once you remove this cover, just in case you have to disconnect or connect something new. So I'll start by removing this one. It might be a good idea to have more of those trim plastic pieces, because there is a good chance you'll break a couple while doing this. I'm gonna remove this one and all, well, for now, those two covers. And like I say, here would be a good place for wire connector, but you'll see later in this video how I'll do it. Remove this one, might as well take this piece off. Finally this one. Now we have to remove a couple 10mm bolts. There's one right here. I actually need extension. I'm gonna remove this one. Finally, we'll do this one. I think that's it with the bottom bolts. On top, we're gonna remove headrests. And we're gonna open this one, but we're gonna need a flathead screwdriver. Let's see with flathead screwdriver. Now we're gonna lower the seats. And we're gonna try to remove the top portion of the seat. From what I remember to do, you just have to lift the seat up. That's it. It's easier if two people are doing it, but I've done it before by myself as well. Only thing you have to do is move the seat belt out of the way. Now you should be able to take it out. Now you have pretty good access to this area. So it's gonna be on top of this. I already prepped one of them, let's prep another. So it's gonna look something like this. Forgot one thing here. Gonna remove this one. I think for this one, since it's gonna be rear lights, I'm gonna use C. I'm gonna test all these lights, make sure they're working. Also make sure it has Here, white amber, just want to make sure they're in correct order. I don't need this connector, so I'll just cut it off. Okay, I don't have a way to secure ground, so I'm just gonna have to hold it. So I'm gonna do a test with this light. I wanna make sure I know which side is amber, which one is white. I don't know if it's marked correctly here. Got stickers, but I'll double check, that way I'll know in which position to put it in the back. Yellow wires for the pattern settings. Obviously black is ground and red is positive. So on this side is correct, amber is on this side, just like it shows on the sticker. Let's test another one. Okay, get amber on the right, on my right, your left. And according to stickers, it should be white amber. So just make sure when you install it, you make sure you know which one's amber, which one's white. I'm gonna wire from here to the front. I'm planning on pushing 2 wires through, positive, and that yellow wire for pattern selection. If you are planning to have more devices here in the back, I'm gonna be using other power source, other switch, you might as well then push a couple more wires through here, that way you don't have to do it again. But I'll just do one, because if I do decide to put more lights in the back, I'll connect them probably with those lights. It's always easier to use fish tape to push wires through B-pillar and other areas. I can't find mine, unfortunately. I just found this small metal piece, and I'm gonna tape wires to it, and then I'm gonna try to push them through. Here's how it looks like. Let's see if it's gonna work. And it's right there, cool. So on this one, I'll just open this plastic trim bolt, I don't even know how you call it. Takes a while to open it. I'll try to take this piece out. Piece is out. As you can see, it's a lot easier now to push wires through. I already have some wires here. I don't remember which one goes where. I know that's a subwoofer. One of them is a backup camera. And I think one of them is for the subwoofer to activate it. I'm gonna push that wire through. Like this. So to properly push wires through, I'm gonna loosen the glove box. Same thing on this one. For some reason mine was already off right here. So the reason I decided to do that is it's a lot easier to then push wires like this, instead of them going closer to the carpet or possibly sticking out. I think this way is much better. I'm gonna get a couple zip ties. I'm not gonna put them on tight yet. Okay, finally got that here. Now that I have enough wire in there, I'm gonna tighten those. And I can put the glove box back in. I'm gonna put everything back together on the front, and then I'll work on the back. So black wire goes to this one right here, the switch C, and for switch C, for the fuse one, I'll use a bigger one. For the pattern one, I'll just use 5 amp fuse. I leave this side open just in case, and I'll put this stuff back in. Put this back as well. Move those past this pillar to the back. Should be good enough. I'm gonna close this one as well. So here's what I did before connecting those. Before mounting those. I put them all together right here. Two lights connected to one wire which goes straight to the ground. Positive. What I did is two lights go to positive wire. I go and there's a connection here, and then it goes to the front of the truck. The pattern selection, same thing, two yellow wires going to one wire, and here's connection, and then it goes to the front. The reason I did this is I could always disconnect from here if there is issues with pattern. Let's say I put another light, and if I want to adjust just specific pattern to couple specific lights, I can disconnect those. It's a bit complicated, but only thing I left to do here is I'm gonna connect those two white wires, and what they're for is so that those two work the same way. Okay, everything connected, ready to go. Let's see. Gonna play around a little bit with patterns, and really main thing I want to make sure is that they are synced together. It doesn't look like they're synced together. Speedtech Lights just helped me out. Had some issue, maybe it was because I connected white wires together too soon. So to sync them, keep them separate for now. If you'll have any issues with flash patterns, like on mine, the steady burn mode stopped working on one of them. What you have to do is, while it's on, the light is on, take white wire, connect it to positive for 3 seconds, and it's gonna reset the light. That's why I decided to do it like this, to keep those kinda easier to reach in case I have to reset the lights later on. So now they're disconnected, and I'm gonna turn the lights on. For whatever reason, the last fragment didn't record. Pretty much what you do is you get them on the same pattern. I had a steady burn, which if you hold the pattern button for 3 seconds, it's gonna trigger steady burn, meaning two of them gonna be solid, not flashing solid. After you do that, you connect white wires, then you push a pattern button, and then you turn it off. Then you turn it on, and I think now it's gonna sync. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. Okay, looks really good. Now let's work on mounting the lights. Just want to show this to you. The lights on top are Speedtech lights that I purchased probably 10, maybe even more than 10 years ago. Haven't been using them in a really long time, but they're dusty, but still work good and not bad. I wouldn't say they're pretty bright too, and like I said, that's really old ones. So as far as the mounting goes, it's a small problem, and we'll see if it's gonna work or not. But even though the light itself, it's perfect size, see those mounts, they're sticking out a bit. It's not gonna be much of a problem here. But on that side window, when you open the window, it goes this way. So I'm gonna have to make sure it's gonna work. Only way to know for sure is pretty much I'm gonna install it, and then I'll see if I'll have issues putting the seat back on. So let's install this side first, and the way to do it is, if you put it all together, you won't be able to slide seat back in. So I'm gonna install just the brackets, put seat in, and then I'm gonna secure those bolts on the side. And before doing anything else, I'll use a marker and I'll take measurements where to make the bolt go in. Okay, I took the measurements. I marked where I'll put the hole in. Now I'm gonna unscrew the light from the bracket. I'm gonna use metal screws and small washers for that. I'll just leave it at that for now. Obviously we'll do the same thing on that side. I'll just leave the bar right there in the back so that when you put in the seat back in, there is a room for that. I'll do the same thing over there. And after my connection, I'll secure it with tape. I'm gonna also try to keep just this small section out of here in case I want to troubleshoot, reset the lights. I don't have to remove everything. We'll see if it's gonna work. I'm pretty sure it will. Okay, let's try to put the top portion of the seat back in. So I think it looks pretty good. I think there's very good room to push those connectors closer. Especially here, it's the most important one is here, because I think if those gonna stick too far there, once you try to open the window, you could crack the rear window. Looks good. Time to assemble the lights. Actually, before you do that, it might be a good idea to first put these things back in. Looks pretty good. Now I will put the headrests back. I'm gonna have to clean those headrests too eventually. And again, like I said, very important. Those brackets gonna get close to the window. If you open the window, you could probably crack the window. So if you think there's anything else I could do to make sure it's not gonna happen, let me know. Just wanna make sure it's not gonna go back there. Now let's secure the bottom. We'll just need to get 3 10mm bolts in to secure the top seat portion. And as you can see, this should remain here with no problem. Might even push it back right here, but either way, it's gonna be fine. Looks good. Okay, and one more. Almost everything down. Let's just put those trim pieces back. This one goes on top. Like this. And this one. This piece. Again, as you can see, I should have enough room to reset whichever light if I have to. That's a power and that's a pattern. Can't believe I didn't figure this out. Let's see if there's anything else I could do. Maybe this will work. Looks good. I just have to do a bunch of cleaning, but you don't need to see that. Almost forgot, gotta finish right here. So I looked up and the fuse I need for those lights is only 5. I mean, technically it's 2.8 I think is what it's using, so I'll use 5. I'm gonna hide those there. Finally put this back on. There you go. So that's it, installation is done. I'm not gonna make videos now of how it looks at daytime, nighttime, distance. I'll do all that later. I'll make another video later where I'm gonna review how those lights work, how they function, what I like about them, what I don't like about them. This video is just installation, so subscribe and you'll see that other video later. I'll try to give you Amazon affiliate link in description for those lights if I'll find them in Amazon. I also give you link to Speedtech Lights website of that same lights I bought. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to see more content. I'm planning to do a lot more videos with lights installations and other type of modifications throughout the truck and other vehicles.